How's it going? This is Sergeant Chuck, your forestry guide, and today we are going to climb the Crystal Mountain. It's not a huge place. It won't take too long to climb up, but there's some steep slopes there, and we're going to be using some things here that I'll show you. Accurate measurement. So we will be going at 224 degrees. We go in this direction to get to the top of Crystal Mountain. That is Crystal Mountain. It's a huge rock outcrop up there. So I actually would expect maybe to have some cats or a cat den up there, mountain lion den. We'll see. We'll hike up there and give her a shot. Of course, this is cross country. There's no trails around here, so this is what you have to do when you do forestry work, common stand exam, when you are going to go in and inventory trees and find the waypoints out there in the forest with your GPS. This is how you do it. Map and a compass and a GPS. It's just, it's not as steep going this direction first and then taking it 224 degrees to get to the top. You want to try to make it as easy on yourself as you can because you're out all day. There are times that I put 10 and a half hour days in. So you're out there a lot and you can get tired. So you don't always want to hike or traverse, we call it. Traverse the steepest terrain. You want to try to, using your topo map, find the easiest and less steep way to get in. And we got mountain pine beetle damage here. Mountain pine beetle. Well, we're getting there. We're almost to where we're going to change our azimuth to 224. Just about. Okay, now 90 degrees is that way. But you can see the train looks real good up there. So we're going to kind of head over there and then take an azimuth 224 to get up to the top. Anyway, you'll get to have a glimpse of what I go through and what other crew members doing tree inventory, CSE, have to go through. You gotta climb over a lot of stuff. Sometimes. And I can tell you right now, 224 is not going to work. That's a cliff right there. So we're just going to have to hike around until we find a draw that we can hike up. Yep, those are rock cliffs. Which of course doesn't show up on the topo. Cliffs never do. You're just looking at contour lines. But they don't show the cliffs. Okay. I think we're going to go over here. This looks a little bit easier to get through. And this is talus by the way. It's a talus slope, rocks. I wonder if I can get up here. Man. See, I might be able to get up right there. No, it's going to be too hard climbing up that. Yeah. So I'm going to have to start over. Oh boy. We're going to have to go back down there and try the other side. Let's see if this is a good spot. And it's a talus slope because of the boulders and rocks, and it's also called a scree, which is rocky. But regardless, we're having trouble getting to the top. Now there are times, if it gets too dangerous, or you just plain can't get to the point, which is a waypoint on your GPS, then you'll have to relocate the point. And I do that periodically when I have to, if the slope is like a 90% or 100%, or it's a cliff like this, or you can't find a draw to get up to the top. Man, oh catfish. Well, so far there is no way up unless you bring in a helicopter, and that gets expensive. I've never rented a helicopter, but I tell you what, I've had some points like this that would sure help. But then you're kind of defeating the purpose by working and earning money, because the helicopter would be in the thousands and it would just kind of negate any any income I'd get from this work. Common stand exam. Sometimes it's a breeze and you're on kind of level terrain and the points are good. You only have 3-4 trees a point, and or you average 5, however many points are in a stand. There might be 10, there might be 3. Sometimes there's only 1, sometimes. But not always. Then you get points like this. So now if I can't find a way up there, and of course I want to be able to shoot a nice video to get a nice scenic view, but if I was actually doing the forestry work right now, and this was one of my stands, and I had a point up there, you know, then I would relocate it down in here probably, or over there, you know, or maybe down there. Well, let's see, I guess let's go down a little bit and okay, this is a snag, dead standing, And this is bracket fungus. It's pretty common. Bracket fungus. And it has it shoots out spores at certain times of the year, I think in the spring. Anyway, bracket fungus, it's pretty common. More than one peak here. I can see that on the topo. There was a saddle, and I will do a video on terrain features sometime soon here and explain. The saddle is kind of a low ground in between two higher grounds, or highest ground. Anyway, so we got a peak there, and then there will be a saddle along over here, although it's all talus, you know, all boulders. Here's another peak here, and then this will be a saddle right in here in between these two, and then there's another peak over there. Actually 3. I might be able to climb that. We'll see. I'll get over there and we'll check it out. Boy, look at these old yellow barks. These puppies are going to be old, boy. They're old growth. It might be over 200 years probably. I would estimate anyway. And they flatten out at the top. This one looks kind of maybe a flat top, but that one there, they call them flat tops, but I don't see it. It looks like it's still growing pretty good there. They get enough moisture, boy. It's unbelievable. If these things are 200 years, that's 200 years of growth and moisture with these rocky talus slope here. Anyway, kind of a nice area here, actually. Good place to hike up to, and bring your sack lunch or something, you know, but not try to get to the top like I'm trying to do. And you're gracious enough to come along with, so bear with me here. We're still going to try to get up to at least one peak anyway. I don't think I can get up to these 2 peaks. Oh, by cracky. By cracky. We made it to the top of one of them anyway. Well, as my grandpa used to say years ago, by cracky. That stuck with me ever since. I'll tell you, I was saying by cracky when I was 20s and 30s, you know, so it ain't nothing. Has anything to do with age. Just so you know. Thought I'd give you that little anecdote. Well, by jigger, by cracky, we made her to the top of one of them anyway. Now we got to get down, but we won't discuss that just right yet. So far, I appreciate you staying with me here. I know I'll have to do some editing here and shorten it, but right now we're looking at about an hour. So I'm not going to bore you to tears, so I'll edit it stuff out. I'll leave the excitement in. I'm not going to stand on the edge like some people do that I've read on YouTube. They stood on the edge trying to make a YouTube video and fell and died. So don't worry. I'm not going to do that. I mean, I'm at peace. My heart is right with God, and I could go anytime. I'm ready. But I'm not going to push it. I'm not going to make it happen. It's going to happen naturally. All right, bye, cracky. All right, so there you have it, everybody. I appreciate you sticking with me this long. Got mosquitoes up here. There shouldn't be any mosquitoes, and there aren't too many in the hills, but there's a few flying around here. Anyway, appreciate you hanging with me this long. We got to go back down now. that's going to be interesting. I'll try to take some video of that so you're not deprived of the pain and agony of going through that. Anyway, beautiful day out here. Gosh, this is March. It's supposed to be snowy and cold. Anyway, okay, ever onward. Let's start heading down. Well, that's where we just came from. Yes, sir, boy. It's kind of a mess down right here. Jeez. Talus Slope. You'll probably never forget that now. Man, look at the size of this boulder right here. Jeez. Someday that's going to roll down. Okay, we're going to go that way. 300 degrees. That's an interesting formation there, that stump. They form some pretty cool things, you know. Patterns, I guess I want to say. For you art people out there, maybe you'd like something, put this in your yard, or maybe paint it or something. I think it's kind of cool. That's what a tree ends up looking like sometimes, years later. So anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. I do appreciate you watching. It means a lot to me. I enjoy making them. I really do. Getting out in the forest and hiking around and giving little anecdotes here and little stories there. And hopefully you'll enjoy it. And it'll inspire you to maybe keep a log or tell people about your experiences too. Anyway, this is Sergeant Chuck. Roger.